Hey everyone, so I'm out here on this beautiful spring day today. I wanted to talk to you about soil. So this time of year I see lots and lots of people getting soil to either create new gardens or to supplement their gardens, and I wanted to go over a little bit of information on how to pick the best soil for your garden, because it's a question I get asked a lot. Now here's the thing, when you go to look at soil, you have different varieties. Here we have some of my favorites, GP Living Soil, and it's great stuff. And then we have Kellogg's Organic over here, and I'm going to talk about the difference between these two. And I'm also going to talk about what to look for when you go to the garden center or when you go online to figure out exactly what type of soil you want to get. So first off, we have raised beds here, and we also have some containers. You want to be sure you're picking your container soil or your raised bed mix, or finding a good mix for whatever area you have. But then the next thing that's going to come into question is quality. So when you pay more for soil, it's a big thing. You're going to get what you pay for. Soil can be very expensive, but think of it as the building block for everything else in your garden. Last year I had a lot of people try this stuff, and I tried it. This is Kellogg's Organic. This is their raised bed mix, and it grows virtually nothing. I've now tested this stuff 13 or 14 times last year, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's $8 or $10, something like that. It's sold at big box stores like Lowe's and Home Depot. And I got some soil test results here, and I want to read a little bit of this to you. So for this soil, when we got the soil test results back, the nitrate levels should be in the garden soil anywhere between 40 and 199. On this particular test, it was 0.7. And the thing with nitrogen is it's responsible for above ground leafy growth. So if you have no nitrogen, you have no above ground leafy growth. In addition, it was almost completely void of magnesium, way low in calcium, way low in sodium, had no detectable ammonium. Phosphorus was about a third of what it should be. Sulfates were less than half. Boron was the only one at 0.5 that was adequate levels, and even the pH was really high. This isn't going to grow anything. Nothing will grow in this, and frankly I think it's criminal that they can even call this a garden mix, because nothing can grow in here. It's literally just material with no nutrients for your plants. So when you're picking a soil, even though this stuff is really cheap, if you get it, you will have no plants. Nothing will grow. I had a couple soil samples come back with the nitrogen level undetectable, meaning there was no nitrogen in the soil. As much as you will save some money by buying this, you will spend so much money trying to test and retest and supplement and add fertilizers. You're not going to save anything. Now, GP Living Soils here are called living soils because they have some ecology behind them. These guys actually have a full microbiome already living in there. So they're respecting the idea that your soil is a living environment. It's not just a stagnant thing. We think of it sometimes as just rocks and debris, but it's much, much more than that. We've got lots of microorganisms. We've got lots of continued composting going on. A great soil like GP is going to do that for you, and you're going to be introducing the best soil to your garden. Now, I'm going to grab a handful of each of these too to show you the difference in the materials. So on this side, we have the Kellogg's Organic. As you can see here, there's a lot of bark in there. There's not much soil. If you really get in there, it's mostly just composting bark. There's no perlite. You can't see any good fungal growth in there. There's just not much happening. But if you compare that now, even in color, to our GP Living Soil, you can see how rich and beautiful this is. There's a lot still composting in here. And you can tell by the material, this is nice and soft. It's something that plant roots will be happy to grow in. This is just kind of dry, and it's basically bark. So again, you're really going to get what you pay for. And I'm going to put this in our beds because I don't want to waste it. So when you're going to purchase your soil this year, guys, get something good. Stay away from this brand. There are others out there that aren't very good either. And I hate to pick on this one, but it's by far the worst that I've seen. I feel like it's criminal to sell something as a garden mix or raised bed mix when it's not going to grow anything and make false claims. It's outright false information. Invest in your soil, get something good. Read some reviews. We have the option now. We can go online. You can go on Lowe's and Home Depot. You can read the reviews for soil. See what people have to say. Ask in different groups. Ask in YouTube groups, Facebook groups. Find something good. But don't throw away your investment and your time and money in your garden just because you want to save money on soil.